from BS and Beer Media. It's Top of the Bleachers with Jason and Tucker.
Handoff, Smith coming right, trying to outrun the coverage, makes a cut, gets it. Oh, he's still going. Oh, he's going to score. He's got the five.
Let's see what the guys are talking about today.
Yo, yo, yo. Welcome to the Top of the Bleachers. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
College football playoff edition. Welcome in, everybody. And we're going to get into all these games today and talk about them a little bit. Before we do, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button for us. Appreciate that. And there's a link for our Discord that will be in all day today, hanging out, talking about the games. How come this guy sucks and this guy doesn't? And go, Scattaboo, go. And so come join us and hang out with us. What's up, man?
Nothing much. Want to start out by just sending up some prayers and good thoughts to the people in New Orleans. I don't know if you heard about this morning, but some crazy loon drove his truck into a crowd of people, killed like 10 of them, or last time I heard anyway. So
yep, injured 30, killed 10. What I heard, saw.
Just sending prayers up. I hope everybody's okay.
Yep, that's sad.
Yeah, it happened like 3 o'clock in the morning. 3 or 4 in the morning. Everybody out partying for New Year's. If my mom was still alive, she'd say, "I told you nothing good happens after midnight."
Well, Bourbon Street at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Still going pretty strong at 3 in the morning on Bourbon Street.
I'm sure it was. So shout out to those people, man. Sad. New Orleans.
I don't know if the guy was drunk or mad. They haven't given any kind of details.
Well, they killed him. He shot at a couple officers and they killed him. So,
well,
there's that. I don't know if that's how true. I don't know. All this are rumors, right?
Yeah, I don't. I am not a source of great information. You don't want to go by what I say. I'm just saying that I hope everybody.
Yeah,
I hope everybody recovers well, and they need to. I'm surprised that he could get a truck down Bourbon Street. I would have figured that they would have had it blocked off or something like that, but I don't know. I know that there are a couple of hotels right there. I stayed in one of the hotels right there, and their parking garage is right off of Bourbon Street. So I don't know. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I don't know.
Other than a crazy dude doing crazy things.
Yeah, for sure, man. That's a sad deal. Sad deal. Hope everybody's all right down there.
All right, let's get into some football, man.
Yeah. So today, we're a special day. We're gonna be going live all day today, doing in and out. We're at halftime. We're gonna do some halftime shows of each game, probably a post game or post wrap up show or something around midnight, probably.
Yeah. If the game don't go too long, he might be doing it by himself.
So be sure. Yeah, I may be asleep. Who knows?
Yeah.
If I miss you may have to call me, by the way, just so you know something happens.
All right.
Anyway, we're gonna try and go live at each halftime and talk about what's going on. Talk about what we've seen so far, and then so be sure and join us. Check us in that, and
we'll have the Discord going most of the day, I imagine, talking about the games and all that. So join the Discord, get in, talk with us. Got some comments that you want to make the halftime show. You send them through the Discord. I'll make sure I put them in at the halftime show.
Yeah, send us some comments. Yeah, or questions or whatever. Yeah, we'll talk about them for sure.
I may not have answers, but I'll make up something.
Okay. Well,
we got 3 ball games today, man. We got Texas, Arizona State.
Yep.
Our second ball game is going to be the Ohio State Oregon game, and then we're finishing off the night with Georgia and who am I missing?
Notre Dame.
Notre Dame. That's because I never think of Notre Dame. They never cross my mind.
Yeah.
So before we get started, out of these 3 ball games, which one you think is going to be the most entertaining, the most competitive, the best game to watch today?
Probably the Oregon-Ohio State game is probably going to be my guess. I'd say it's probably going to be, Oregon won, I think, by 1 point at home, right? I think that could be a really good game.
I think Ohio State's a little better ball club too. Losing ball games, close ball games like that, getting shown up by Michigan at the end of the year. I mean, I know that sucks for Ohio State fans that you got beat right at the end of the year, but that's just the kind of fire that you need in your players' butts. Like, look, y'all ain't you're not unbeatable.
Yeah.
You're not unstoppable. You got to every play and everything. I think that will be an entertaining game. I'm thinking that's going to be high scoring, a lot of offense.
Me too.
I'm hoping that the most entertaining game of the day is Texas-Arizona State. I hope it's a ground and pound, and I hope Scatterboo goes for 200. What happens in that one? If I'm a betting man, I mean, Texas getting 13.5. It'd be hard for me not to bet on Arizona State. Even if they get beat, I don't see them getting beat by 2 touchdowns. I could be wrong. Texas might run away with this thing.
I'm going to be honest with you. I think I took the plus 13. I think I did earlier. I was doing my parlays.
All right.
So, and then the Notre Dame-Georgia game. Well, anyway, let's just get into the first one. Texas and Arizona State, man. Here's some of your leaders, your passing, rushing, receiving leaders. Here's who they played the last 5 games. And, I know you're not. Of course, we don't like Texas. But I'm going to be rooting for Scatterboo and rooting for Arizona State, but I have Texas picked to win.
It's not that I don't like Texas. It's just that I loathe and despise Texas. I mean, no, I actually don't have a lot of hard feelings towards Texas. I don't root for them. There's a little bit of me that would like to see Texas win this just because the SEC has fallen so flat in all their bowl games and everything, and Tennessee got their butts thumped in the first round. So it would make the SEC look a little bit more credible if Texas was to win this ball game. Yeah. But I just can't help myself, man. I cannot root for the Longhorns. I just can't do it. So the biggest dilemma I ever had was when Vince Young was at the University of Texas, because I thought he was great, but he wore that ugly orange, man. Just oh my gosh.
Yeah. So who are you picking then? Are you picking to win?
Oh, I'm taking Arizona State in this game. I was high on Arizona State early in the season. I told you about them. I think game 2, you need to keep your eyes on this Scatterboo kid and Arizona State. I've stayed with them all year. Here they are in the college football playoff. Got to stick with them, man. I love this kid. I think he got hosed by the Heisman committee by not even getting invited to New York. I mean, you're talking about a kid with 6 games of 150 yards plus. He's already at 1,500 yards rushing. He's the second leading receiver on the team with 37 receptions. He's not just a downhill runner. Everybody talks about his power and his yards after contact, but he's also got great balance, good footwork. He's a willing blocker. He's everything you want in a team leader and a running back. He really is.
My only question is, who have they played?
Well, they're in the Big 12, aren't they? So they played teams out of the Big 12.
They beat Mississippi State.
SEC team, but everybody beat Mississippi State.
They beat a ranked Kansas State team. They beat a ranked BYU team. And they beat a ranked Iowa State team. Wow. That's actually a lot better than I thought.
Dude, they're a good team. They've been overlooked all year because they're in the Big 12. The AP had them picked last in the Big 12, which, is, what was that? What did I say? Oh,
Yeah, they went 3-9 last year. That was why they got such low predictions at the start of the season.
I understand that, but I mean, you can't, especially with the NIL now, you can't really go off what a team did the year before. I mean, look at Alabama.
True, but it's hard to predict with the. It's hard to predict, with the transfers. Are they going to really?
And it happens. And it happens every year, man. There's always a team at the bottom of one league that ends up at the top of the league the next year. It happens every year.
Scadaboo, I don't believe his year last year was that good.
No, no. They actually did a little thing over it. The kid had almost. I think he had right at 4,000 yards in high school, won a state championship, and got no D1 offers.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that story too. He only had 783 yards last year, and the coach told him he better do better.
And that's what he's done. He's come out as a team leader. I'm telling you, man.
I don't know.
When you got Nick Saban saying that he is a Cam Scadaboo fan, that he loves players like Cam Scadaboo, that's all you got to say to me.
I like Scadaboo. That's not what I'm saying. I like the dude. I'm rooting for him. Rooting for him to win.
They definitely are. Listen, Texas. Let's talk about Texas for a second. Texas has got a great defense. They're ranked up at the top in defensive efficiency, defensive run, defensive pass. They just like Ohio State, they don't give up a lot of yards after catch. They're good tacklers. I'm not saying that Texas is just going to get run all over by Scadaboo. That's not what I'm saying. But don't expect Arizona State to abandon the run. The ground and pound and the play action pass is what's gotten Arizona, and the screen pass. They like the screen pass. They're good at the screen pass. And lots of times when you're Texas, when your defense is being, over aggressive, you can get them with the screen pass.
Mm-hmm.
But they have definitely got the biggest challenge of their year in this ballgame, because Texas is a good team. And then you're talking about Texas offensively. I mean, it's not like they're slouches on offense. They put up numbers.
Yeah, but I mean, again, you can question who they've played. To be honest with you,
you can, yeah. They losing to OU. They're too. No, it wasn't OU, was it? It was.
They lost to Georgia twice.
They lost to Georgia twice. Yeah.
But they're big wins though. Clemson. I guess you can count that. They beat a crappy Michigan team. They beat Mississippi State and Oklahoma, who are both crappy.
They beat Texas A&M at Texas A&M.
They barely beat Vanderbilt, which Vanderbilt's good.
They only beat us by 10 points.
Yeah.
You think that somebody who was playing in the college football playoff would have beat us by 30, 35 points? Tennessee.
I'm just saying
got beat by us, and we stayed.
They have an SEC schedule. I'll give them that, but you know what I mean. I don't know, man.
I think our schedule. I feel like ours. I feel like I'm an Arkansas fan. I feel like our schedule this year was tougher than Texas's schedule this year.
I would agree with that.
And we didn't have to play Alabama.
Anything else on this one? Let's move on to the next one. Next one, we got Ohio State, the Oregon game. And like I said, Oregon, I think, won by 1 point at home. And then Ohio State lost to Michigan, bro. How do you lose to Michigan?
Because I don't know. Because Michigan gets up for that game every year, and I don't know. I don't know how you lose that game.
Man, Michigan.
But Michigan turns around and beats a Alabama team that everybody was saying should have been in the playoff.
Yeah, I know.
So I mean, maybe Michigan just got better as the season went. you know.
Yeah, that's part of it too, probably. I mean, they had 5 losses, I think. That's a lot for them.
You know, Oregon went to Michigan and beat Michigan. Michigan comes to Ohio State and gets beat by Michigan.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't know. So you got Gabriel who's going to throw it all over the place. Did you see the story on this Trey Johnson or Tix Johnson, whatever his name was? They did a story on him too. He actually grew up like around 8th, 9th grade, somewhere in there, 7th, 8th grade in there. Bo Nix family.
Yes, I did watch this story. I watched it on mute while I played on my phone. But yes,
yeah,
I got the
Bo's dad was the coach, head coach or whatever, the high school. And so they played together in high school, and then Bo was a year ahead of him, I think. So he went to Auburn, and I can't remember his first name, but Johnson went to Troy, I think it was, and played a year or two. And then Bo was like, he was in Oregon. Like, we need receivers. He's like, well, I know a guy. You know? But it's basically his brother. I mean, he grew up as his brother with all of his siblings. He's still, his dad teared up when he was talking about. He still comes home. This is home. Yeah, I mean, this is
how
that was a cool story.
How awesome would it be if somehow he ends up on the Broncos?
Yeah, I know, right? That would be cool. But they are literally like brother. They were raised as brothers, basically, which is pretty cool.
Like me and you, brother.
Yeah, like us.
Yeah.
So anyway, I think who are you picking in this one? Who are you picking to win in this one?
Oh man, this one's tough. Oregon for the first time ever for the first time since 2021, a number 1 seed is an underdog. Okay. Ohio State's
favored in this game. That's crazy.
Ohio State is favored in this game. Yeah.
Are they really? Wow. It's crazy. Notre Dame's favored too. Wow. Okay. Who you taking?
Ohio State. This is their 17th Rose Bowl appearance. 17 times they've been in the Rose Bowl. They faced Oregon 3 of those times. They're 3-0 in all 3 of those bowl games. Oregon's tempo seems to, the last time that they played, seemed to affect Ohio State, even though Ohio State coach even said something about being tired at the end of that ball game. So I imagine they're going to do something to prepare their players for that.
Yeah.
Ohio State got a little chip on their shoulder because Oregon did beat them.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I can tell you what I want to see. I want to see Ohio State get beat. All right. If there's a team that I despise more than Texas, it's Ohio State. Okay. And if you've watched the show before, I've explained that the host state of Ohio sucks. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, and it's the arrogance and everything that comes with Ohio State that just rubs me the wrong way.
Yeah.
If I had to put money on it, I'm probably putting my money on the best team money can buy, Ohio State. I really would love to see Oregon win this ball game. I do think that this is possibly your national championship game right here. Like, I feel like whoever wins this is probably going to go ahead and win it all.
Okay. All right.
So, and I could be wrong. Georgia might surprise me with their backup quarterback in the 3rd ball game. I would love to see that. I'd love the SEC to come out on top. And I could stomach Georgia doing it a lot more than Texas doing it. So.
Yeah. Same as the other game. I think Ohio State's going to win, but I'm going to be rooting for Oregon. So
man,
I don't know. Maybe it's just the underdog thing, but they're not the underdogs. Or they are the underdog.
Yeah, Ohio State is, dude. They don't give up yards after catch. They're good tacklers.
They're really good.
They're good on offense and defense.
Okay.
I don't know. This could be one of those games that's crazy and comes down to special teams or something like that.
Yeah, I saw Oregon's coach said something.
Oh,
about
that was
field possession was not possession. Field
position.
I guess position was super important in the first game. I guess they were really ahead on that in the first game.
Yeah.
Oh, I got to sneeze.
One of the things I was going to bring up in the Texas-Arizona game when we did it earlier was turnovers. Arizona State is plus 14 in turnovers this season, and Texas has turned the ball over 23 times this year.
That's not a good combo either.
Yeah, so that game, if Arizona could come out and get a couple of turnovers, that could change the whole face.
Well, I got to tell you, you're selling me on this Arizona State team. I tell you that.
Wait until listen. I have a page written here that if Arizona State wins, okay, if they win, I've got a page written here about a 2-minute rant on the Heisman committee. Okay.
All right. Well, we got one more to go through right quick before these games start kicking off and stuff. Notre Dame and Georgia. I saw a story on Stockton, the backup quarterback for Georgia. Supposed to be a stud.
You're the backup at Georgia. He's probably a 4-star or 5-star, right?
I don't think so. He's from Deliverance. He's from the same town as Deliverance.
Was filmed in? Yeah.
So that's where he's from, the backwoods of West Virginia somewhere. Nick Saban likes him.
Yeah. Nick Saban is.
If Saban gives you, a little bit of a bump, hey, that means something. So
I don't know. I think Saban, listening to some of his comments and some of the things that he said, I'm not saying that he's ever going back into coaching, but I feel like he misses it. I feel like
they're going to make him the commissioner. They're going to make him the commissioner whether he wants to or not. James Franklin was like, Saban asked him, he was like, "So are you gonna be the next commissioner?" Like that, and he just laughed. He's like, "No.
Yeah.
That's gonna be you. If you didn't know that already, your vote is for my vote is for you." So that was pretty funny.
So anyway. Notre Dame, Georgia, backup quarterback for Georgia. I hope he comes out and impresses. Notre Dame, man, good team all the way around. I really don't feel like they play anybody all year. That's just, But when they do play somebody, they kick their butt. I mean, they whooped Indiana when Indiana was supposed to be Studley. Army was supposed to be Studley. They put an ass whooping on Army. They put an ass whooping on FSU, but, FSU was terrible this year.
Yeah, no, the USC, Army, Navy. They beat Louisville by 7.
Yeah.
They lost to Northern Illinois. That's their one loss.
Yeah, and then
they did beat A&M and Indiana.
Georgia beats Texas. They beat Tennessee. They get beat by Ole Miss. They got one more loss too. Who was their other loss?
Alabama and Ole Miss.
Alabama and Ole Miss. And Ole Miss was on the road. Was Alabama on the road? Was it at home?
On the road.
Yeah, so they lost 2 on the road.
And they spotted Alabama like 20 or something in that game. I mean, it almost come back and won. So
yeah. So I don't know, man. And if you look at Alabama's scoring, it's not like Carson Beck was just, he had a couple of good ball games, but I mean, it's not like.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know how to say this without trying to. I'm not trying to say that Carson Beck's not a good quarterback, but I don't think he's irreplaceable either. Like, there are some teams when they lose their quarterback, you might as well just, ride them off the field or whatever. They're just, and I don't know if Carson Beck was that kind of quarterback. So maybe this kid can step in. Maybe he can, who knows?
Yeah.
I'd love to see it. I'd love to see it.
I would too. So are you picking Georgia in this one?
Man. If I had to put money on it. Yeah, I'm taking Georgia in this ball.
I think I'm taking Georgia as well.
Because even without Carson Beck, it's still Georgia Bulldog defense. And I think they're one of the best defenses in the college football playoff. So I think they can, if they have to, they can make this a low-scoring ball game. And who knows, maybe they can win it.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens here. All right, man. Well, it's almost kickoff time or almost game time. The kickoff probably 10 to 15 minutes away, but
game time.
It's game time. I'm going to go make sure I got my snackies together, and then I will see you back here at halftime, right?
Yes, I got family coming over. We're going to do peas and greens and bacon and have our New Year's Day meal, and I'm going to have the game on going very loudly to try and drive them out of my house. And then I will get back to you at halftime.
All right, man. I'll meet you here at half. Everybody, please tune in and join us. We'll be going live at halftime. Join us in the Discord. Link is in the description.
Anything you want to add to the halftime shows, comments, things you saw, anything like that, throw it in the Discord, man. We'll put it on the show. We will.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. All right, man. I'll catch you in a little bit.
All right. Peace, brother.
Peace.
Thanks for watching our show. Remember to subscribe for more shows on the network. Smash the like button, share, and comment.